Well, interesting. Android 7 for the x86 64-bit and the Antsle. Interesting. Let's build us an Android machine. It's a VDI image, but I believe it's directly importable. It is. 2.13 gigabytes. Well, we'll let this import and get ourselves a machine built. So the template has been uploaded. So let's go ahead and give it a name, Android 7 64-bit. Don't honestly know if I should be doing an IDE or virtual I/O. I don't know. Let's leave it with the defaults, as wrong as that feels. And it's been imported. So we should be able to create a new applet from the Android image. Android 7 64. And we'll just call it Android 7, make it easy. Don't know enough about the Android to know if it can use more than 1 gigabyte of RAM. I'm going to leave it at 1 gig. And a single core, I have no clue. I don't know anything about Android. Let's create an applet. Quit showing me this. Thank you. We have an image. It seems to think it's started. Trusted grub now booting, decompressing Linux, the kernel. Android. Of course, now the question becomes, how do you do anything with it? Androids tend to be touch devices. Let's go ahead and shut it down. I kind of thought this might be the case. One of the support emails in working with the Antsle support team is adding a tablet type input for various outlets. Since by default that isn't there, and I of course already had the email prepped ahead of time. Let me get into, I'm logged into my Antsle as root. As always, I am lazy. We want to edit it for the Android 7. Android 7 image. Wow, I really can't type that OI. 7 image we created, and there it is. I happen to know. If we get down near the bottom, we'll find the end of it. See. For the closing devices tag at the bottom, we go ahead and tell it it's going to have an input type of tablet. Guess you're getting to clumsily watch me do this. Let's go ahead and output it. Save buffer. Yes. Yes. And it took the changes. So this is using the VRSH utility that is part of the Antsle. I've looked at the help on it. It's essentially their virtual machine, their Hyper-V supervisor is what it appears to be. So anyhow, we've told it that for the Android 7 image, well, of course we can't connect, it's not running. For the Android 7 image, that it has tablet input. This is supposed to help with mouse over. I am running Firefox, it seems to have better support. Again, I have no idea if it's booting, if it's waiting for me to do something. It is interesting it gets this far. I think of Android, I think of a touchscreen device. You know, maybe this is like on my Apple devices, it takes a bit to come up. I'll let this sit here and stew, and we'll see what happens. Well, interesting enough, it did wake up. I just took it a minute to boot. I can get it to show its mouse pointer, but I can't capture the mouse. I can move around the various icons on the screen using the cursor keys on the keyboard. Tab moves me around. So there's some functionality here. Open up the little Android guy. WebView browser tester. We actually have a network connection. I actually kind of doubt it. We do. Quite fascinating. So this is an Android 7 image running on my Antsle, being routed around to my shadowtron.com blog, which runs on my Antsle. So that's rather interesting. You know, it knows something's happening when I click, because the little mouse icon appears. I've got very poor control. That's my pizza waiting for me to come check up on it. I'll be back shortly. Well, I had no luck getting the Android to capture the mouse using Firefox. So I'm going to go ahead and try it in Chrome. We'll see what happens here. So let me start the guy up, and we'll get a connection to him in Chrome. Let's see if we have any more luck. I've had issues on my system with getting mouse capture to work correctly in several images, and I've talked with the Antsle team, and we really don't have an answer for it. You know, I've uninstalled all the plugins for Chrome. I've uninstalled and reinstalled Chrome. You know, they report it works really well. Not really sure. I haven't tried a different machine here. Maybe I should break my laptop out and give it a shot. But we'll see what happens. So, still pretty interesting to see Android fire up versus the x86 version of Android. But not that I need the Android OS to play with, but not super fast to start up. It's beating up the Antsle a little bit. I'll let it keep doing its thing. We have a blank screen. Now, this is the same issue I've had with Chrome all along. It doesn't even recognize the mouse is coming over the form. No love, so which is why I've been using Firefox. Well, that's almost success with Chrome, or with Android, but not. Well, I may poke at this some more, I may not. Anyhow, it's interesting being able to bring in things like DOS and Android onto the machine and get various levels of success with them. Anyhow, Hope you at least enjoyed watching the video, and we'll talk soon.